So Christopher, you too pretty to be looking angry. Like what? Like, please, pretty please. I looked at him while he said that, and I went straight to the back. So I go back there. I'm checking on Kenyatta. I'm like, hey, you good? She like, yeah, I'm fine. She like, I'm down to my last 2 orders. I'm like, all right, cool. She like, oh, so you checking on me? I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm just making sure my 2 orders is coming up. She like, they coming up. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm in the position that Christopher supposed to be in. So I'm waiting on just a few to get done. So boom, here come Dave. Dave like, can you watch me? Can you watch my station? Now, y'all already know. When Dave got to go to the bathroom, something always happened. Last time something happened, I got in trouble. So I was like, how long you going to be? First off, I was in this mix. I was in this man's business. I said, how long you going to be? He was like, he's like, I just got to do the number 1. I'm going to just be 3 minutes. I'm like, 3 minutes. He like, 3 minutes. I'm like, all right, I'll watch your station. He like, I already cleared all my orders. I'm like, all right, cool. He dips, but I noticed as he walking real fast, he got his phone. You going to the bathroom. Why do you got your phone in your hand? But you know, people do that. Go to the bathroom, check their phone. I wasn't tripping on it, but I know Dave. I just know Dave. So I'm like, okay, 3 minutes, cool. So boom, the orders, they start coming in. It was like maybe a minute or so of Dave being gone. Now, anytime you work in an establishment and somebody go on a break, all of a sudden, people get busy. And that station get the busiest. So all of a sudden, we got a pan of fish. Okay, first off, I was heated seeing that pan of fish. Like, so Christopher, he comes and he got something to drink. He like, hey, he like, I could get my spot back. He like, you can go back up there. First off, who you talking to? Who in the world are you talking to? First off, it was his delivery for me. Like, no, I'm staying right here. You wanted to be in her face, right? You wanted to talk to her, so I'm staying right here. Now, look, being at that station that Christopher, a.k.a. Lowe, was at, that was the most easiest. When I say easiest station to have, because you're not doing anything. Everybody is cooking at each station. They're actually bringing it to you, making sure that the order is coming. You're taking a ticket, making sure that everything is inside that tray, and then the people from the front come and grab it, or you can bring it up there. Anyway, how that cookie crumble. So at the same token, it was like he had an easy position. So it was like, since you went up there in the front, wanted to, Anisha, pretty to be angry, you can stay up there, Mr. Sister Soldier kisser. That's what he was doing. He was kissing the soldier posterior pretty much because he likes her that bad. And I felt like they had something going on, especially seeing him come off at that dip-off spot at his party. So, you know, my mind is like, look, I ain't got time for you. So I'm staying at the spot. I'm like, you can go back to the front. He like, what? He like, come on, you tripping. He like, go on, she needs some help, you know, in the front. I'm like, you was just in the front. Why would you leave a pocket? If you see that it's busy, why would you leave the pocket? So Kiki coming like, hey, is that fish drop? First off, I ain't dropped no fish. All right, because he now already came back in. He want to go toe to toe so we can have this problem. So he like, oh, I didn't even know. He like, come on, man, give me the ticket. And I had a ticket in my hand. He snatched the ticket straight up, like, you know, like how somebody snatch it, like, he snatched the ticket. So when he snatched it right there, that's screaming you want to fight. So I'm like, you good? He like, are you all right? I'm like, I'm fine. I'm like, you all right? He like, I'm good. You good? I'm like, yeah. So she like, y'all, chill. She like, come on. We got a lot of people in the house. She like, come on. I need somebody in the front. Help me. I'm like, well, tell Christopher. She like, but I need you. I'm like, I'm not coming up there. He was just up there. She like, where is Dave? I'm like, still in the bathroom. She like, can you please go get Dave? All right. That threw me off. I goes and go get Dave. This dude in the bathroom. Joe, not in the stall. He in like just exposed, self out. Okay? You can see him soon as you walk in. He's up there playing Pokemon in a midstream battle, bro. So I'm like, yo, we got busy. He like, hold on. They trying to take. They was trying to take, I don't know, his stuff. I guess somebody came to where he ran like, I don't know, it was his stuff, and they was trying to come over there and steal it and have a battle there and take, I don't know how it worked, but his ranking, but he was like, they trying to steal my stuff. So he was flipping out. So I'm like, yo, we have a rush. I said, Kiki told me to come get you. I'm like, you've been gone too long. I'm like, and we got a pan of fish. He's like, okay. He's like, hold on, I can't, because if I leave, they're going to take it and they're going to be the champion and it's going to be their territory. I'm like, look, first off, I didn't even know how that went. I'm a Pokemon fan, but to a certain point. I was like, look, I need you to come on before we get in trouble. All of a sudden, the door swings open. Here come Alex, the dude from the smoke area. He like, yo, he like, hey, come on. Y'all, we getting slammed. When we come out, it's a line, it's wrapped. And guess what? Kiki's in the front by herself. So I was like, why you in the front when we come in? I'm like, why you in the front by yourself? She like, because this supposed to be your spot. I'm like, but you told me to get him. I'm like, why Christopher? So I go, boom. She like, no, come and help me. First off, no. So it was an underlay for the overlay. You made me go get him so Christopher can go get a spot. No. So I said, Christopher, go help out in the front. He like, I'm not. I'm like, first off, I've been that longer. I'm not going to do this with you, man. Look, can you go out there? So I'm like, Alex, can you please tell? So I'm like, y'all, somebody, anybody. He like, oh, I'm going to go in the front. So Christopher's like, fine, I'll go in the front. He goes in the front. Now we getting orders out. Boom, boom, boom. So he coming. Hey, yo, is this ticket ready? Is this ticket ready? I'm like, when it's ready, I'll let you know. I'm like, I'll slide everything up to the front. So he was like, man, just hurry up, man. Just hurry up. Because this lady been waiting. I'm like, don't rush me. I'm like, you should have been helping in the front. He like, who you talking to? He like, you just mad. You mad because Kiki want me and don't want you. I'm like, this is... I laughed at his face. I said, man, it's not about Kiki. I'm like, I can hire anybody I want. I'm like, and how you don't know if I ain't had her? He like, you ain't have her. You ain't have her. So he talking. He flapping. He flapping them little cuckoo lips. He flapping. So boom, Kiki come like, come on, I need you. I'm like, yeah, she needs you. She like, stop it. I'm like, go ahead, go. And she like, and so he like, yeah, she needs me. Boom. He go in the front. So now I'm doing all the orders. So now Christopher's not coming back there no more to get the orders. It's Kiki coming back there getting the orders. So she's coming getting, everything is going successful and smooth. So Kenyatta like, is everything okay? I'm like, yeah, everything fine. I'm like, you need some help? She like, maybe. She like, I could need some help. So she grabbed my hand. I'm like, you better stop. I'm like, I'm like, we can't do this at work. She like, okay. She like, you just so fine. So boom, all of a sudden, Kiki comes. She like, okay, look, let's talk and can we just make sure we get these orders out? We almost done with this line. So Kenyatta was like, well, I can't go no faster. I'm just waiting on the chicken to cook. She like, yeah, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Roshan. So I'm like, okay, so boom. We get the line out. It slows down. It slows down. So boom, it's time for breaks. It's time for breaks. It's time to get breaks out. Now, mind you, I've been there since in the morning. So I'm like, yo, can I leave? I asked her straight up like, hey, yo, instead of me taking a break, can I go? She, no, you can't go. I said, why I can't go? She was like, because I need help with the grease. She always tried to do that with that grease thing. Like if Mr. Christopher is just Mr. Prince Charming, that he can get on his knees and get behind there and get a little dirty. But you want me to keep getting dirty. No, I'm not doing it. And I'm not doing that neither. So I hit her with the, I'm not doing it. I'm like, I opened the store. I help open the store. If I help open the store, why would I help shut it down? I'm not here to, you should be letting me leave. It's about to close anyway. So I'm like, hey, I'm going to grab some food. So I start grabbing some stuff because I'm going to bring some food home for, you know what I'm saying, for Mark, for Caleb. If she needs that, I'm going to bring enough. So boom, I'm getting a little real. She like, you going to pay for that? I'm like, yep, I'm going to pay for it. Don't worry about it. So boom, I'm getting stuff together. So I'm like, here, you can just charge me. She like, I don't want to charge you. She like, I was just asking you what you going to pay for it. Since you acting like you weren't going to tell me you taking all this. Is you having a party? I'm like, why do you care? I'm like, she like, okay, well, it's time for breaks. She like, so you can have your break and then you can go. You ain't got to worry about the grease thing. Oh, bet. So cool. Extra time on the clock. So she sent me, Dave, Alex, and Christopher. Me, Dave, Alex, and Christopher. We go out there. Dave flames. He was like, guys, hold on, wait. Wait, I'll be right back. Because he had his hoodie on, so he ran to the, you know what I'm saying, to the back inside, and he come back out. He like, I had the doobie. So Alex like, hey, no, we can't do that right here because we was in the front. So Alex like, we can't do that right here. Alex like, let's go in my car. He like, I don't want to go in there smelling like it. Dave straight up like, I don't want to go in there smelling like it. So he like, all right, so boom, we hit the corner. So can't nobody see us like customers coming in. So boom, we hitting it. So he like, this is pretty good. He like, all right, here. He like, I'm sorry I missed. I'm like, you could probably come over, you know what I'm saying, tonight. So Christopher was like, no, I'm good. He like, I'm just cool. He like, what's your problem, man? I'm like, ain't none of my problem. I'm like, what's your problem? He like, I think you got a problem. I'm like, I ain't got no problem. Alex like, what's y'all beef? I'm like, he got the beef, not me. He got the beef. Cause I like chicken. He got the beef. So I hit him with the, he got the beef, not me. So he like, I ain't got no beef. He like, you just mad cause I'm new here and I pull a shorty. I'm like, congrats. You pulled her. That's yours. That's your girl. I'm glad. I'm like, I didn't know that was your girl. She ain't announced it. He like, she ain't got to announce it. So Alex like, it's not a big deal. So Dave like, so wait. So you guys are mad over which one? And so he was like, the one that's at that register right now. He like, oh, the wonderful Kiki. Yeah, she's beautiful. She's gorgeous. And he like, yep. And she all mine and you mad. I'm like, I'm not mad. I'm like, I don't care. So I'm like, look, I'm good. I'm like, I'm finna get ready to go. He like, yeah, walk away. I'm like, you funny, man. I'm like, you don't want that type of problem. He like, you don't want that type of problem. He like, stay out my girl face. I'm like, gee, she's my supervisor. What? Stay out of her face? Like, what noise are you actually really screaming? Stay out of her face. Like, so Alex like, hey, yo, chill. He like, yeah. He like, I'm going to see you after work. I'm like, please see me after work. Please. And I'm like, pull your dress down, B. You little. I'm calling him a cootie cat names, all that. Boom, I get in the inside. Kiki does, she opens up the door. I'm like, yo, you better check your boyfriend. She like, what? I'm like, don't touch me. I'm like, you better check your guy. She like, what do you mean? I'm like, he say he out there telling us that y'all date, but I don't care about that. I'm like, he think I'm mad because I can't pull you or whatever it is. You better talk to him. She like, I do not know what you're talking about. I'm like, don't say nothing to me. So Kenyatta was like, okay, when can I go on my break? Woo, it's getting woo. She like, you can go on your break now. So boom, Kenyatta go on a break. Kiki go on a break. The dude from the smoke area that teams up with Alex goes on a break. And all of us, we pretty much come back. So Christopher didn't come back. Christopher did not come back. He stayed out there with them. So I'm like, I ain't saying nothing. I'm running the front. So Alex like, you good? I'm like, I'm straight. I'm like, I'm finna get ready to go. I'm like, hey, can you give me a pan of ribs? Like, you ain't even got to cut them or nothing and put some sauce. He like, I got you. He like, I got you. He like, what you want tonight? I'm like, nah. I'm like, we probably finna smoke and drink. You know what I'm saying? At my crib, he like, all right. He like, I'm a swing by if that's all right. I'm like, yeah. He like, I just got to stop and go shower. I'm like, hey, I got to tell you something. So he like, what? I'm like, you can't say nothing. You got to keep it here. He like, all right, I keep it here. I'm like, let's shake on it. So we shake on it. I'm like, your girl Yo-Yo this morning tried to give me sloppy 5,000. Basically, at this, by the guess, it's the same exact spot. That must be the spot for her. That must turn her on. That must be the spot. So he like, what? So we ha and he and laughing. So boom, another small rush come. So I'm like, man, so I'm seeing people come in. I'm like, I gotta wait, I'll be right back. So he go back in the smoke area. I goes back in the front, right? Because we was over there by the prep table. So boom, I'm like, oh my God, now I gotta run. I gotta help and do the chicken because Kenyatta is on break. So boom, Kiki see that we start to get busy. They come back. Boom, now we all getting together. But it's time for me to go. It's time for me to roll. It's time for me to bounce. It's time for me to kick rocks. I like, boys, don't come back around here no more. Tap your shoelaces. Pull up your shoes. It's time for me to roll. It's time for me to go. So after I see that I helped a little bit and everybody was comfortable in their spot, I started writing my stuff. So Christopher grabbed the pen like, whose is this? Clearly it got my name on the pen. I wrote it with a marker on aluminum foil. He like, whose is this? I'm like, man, watch out, that's mine. He like, oh, you finna go? He like, I'm finna go too. He like, wait for me. I'm like, I ain't finna wait for you. He like, yeah, because you don't want them problems. I'm like, I'm not worried about any problem. Like, I promise you, I promise you, I'm not worried about any problems. So boom, I end up like, hey, I grab my stuff. I'm like, hey, I'm finna get ready to go. She like, why? I'm like, because I'm having a little small get together. She like, and I'm coming. I'm like, no, you're not coming, right? So she like, why not? I'm like, have fun with Christopher. She like, you're not going to help me with the rest of it? No, I'm not. You're not going to help me with the... No, I'm not. She like, but you just help Yo-Yo. I'm like, got nothing to do with you. I'm like, now look, this stuff is hot. I got to go. So boom, I'm walking, right? By the time I get out the door and come out the thing, somehow, now it was 2 customers still left in us. Somehow, Christopher, he coming out there like, hey, hey, hey. And he taking his apron off. So you see Kiki like, Christopher, what are you doing? Come on. So no, come in. So I already hit the corner. Now I'm off the perimeter and the clock. Okay, so whatever happens. He's on the clock and he should be working and he's following me. So I'm off the perimeter. He comes, he like, hey, hey, hey. So I'm like, man, look. So I put the food because I had 2 pans. I had a pan of chicken. It had fries in that pan of chicken, and I had the little ribs that Alex did in another pan. So, and it was wrapped up in aluminum foil. I put the pans in the grass on the side because he was coming up and he was taking the apron off. He coming to me, so I ain't finna keep walking. I stopped him. What? He like, what's all that you was talking? He like, we outside now. I'm like, look, I ain't got no problem with you. He like, yeah, you got a problem, so boom, he pushed me. I'm like, push me again. I'm like, I'm gonna swing on. He like, you scared? You ain't gonna swing off me? I said, yeah, you think I'm scared, huh? So I act like I was gonna turn around because I was finna swing. But by the time I turned around, he had already was cocking back. So I moved. I'm talking about because he was tall. So his arm reach was built different. I see him out the periphery. I moved. Boom, I grabbed the arm because I knew I didn't have that type. I'm only 5'3". I don't got that type of reach like that. I gotta really like ride up on you. So you hear Kiki like, hey, yo, chill. So the dude from the smoke area, Alex, he come out like, hey, hey, hey. You got Dave, they trying to come out. So he like, no, don't touch it. He like, let me go. So boom, and I let him go. He didn't fall or nothing. He come charging up to me. So I had to embrace it because I wasn't going to move. So boom, he trying to put me down. I'm like, I'm trying to elbow this dude. All of a sudden, as we getting down, all of a sudden, as we fight, you feel people trying to break it up, but it's so much going on. We're like fighting down the street, okay? My food is like 15, 16 steps this away. As we fight, or scuffling rather, people are crowding up because, mind you, that's that little strip where that store where people sell at Zaza and where I sold that bike at, Roy Bike. All of a sudden, somebody grabbed him. Like, it was like, grabbed him because me and him was like this. We was trying to control each other. We was just trying to see who was going to get weak first. Boom, somebody, he fell on the sidewalk. Somebody, book up. As I look, it's Roy. It's your boy, Roy. Man, what's wrong with you? What's your problem? So he like, man, all of a sudden, Christopher, get up. So Kiki like, I'm finna call the police. So Roy like, come on, man, let's go. So Christopher, he like, I'm gonna see you. I'm like, you ain't gonna see nothing. So he walks off. He like, Kiki, no, don't call the police. So Christopher, he started following her like, don't call the police. So Roy like, you good? So I'm looking like, yeah, man, I'm straight. I'm like, you ain't have to do that. So he like, nah, man, I saw y'all was wanting to go grab some blunts. I saw y'all scuffling. I knew it was you. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm like, I appreciate you. So I go grab the food. He like, yo, I'm gonna walk you to the crib. I'm like, no, you ain't gotta do that. He like, no, I'm gonna walk you to the crib. I'm like, all right, cool. He like, plus, I need to roll this up. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, you can roll up in my crib. We walk, right? Boom, we hits the block. I got the food. The food has not been messed up or nothing. Boom, I'm coming up towards the block. All of a sudden, I see Beth. So Beth looking, I look at her, I'm like, pfft. She like, what up, Roy? Roy like, what's up, Beth? She like, what you on? He like, nah, just chilling for the smoke. She like, you trying to match one? He like, no, I'm finna kick it, you know what I'm saying, over there real quick. So she like, all right, hit my line. He like, all right, I got you. So I already knew. In her mind, like, what? Kick it real, what? Boom. I go in, everybody in the kitchen. Shanice, Doodoo, is Caleb in the kitchen, Marky in the kitchen. Now, Caleb looks okay. So I said, Caleb, here go your food. I'm like, how you feeling? He like, I just woke up. I was telling Marky I want a strawberry milkshake. My stomach, it felt like it's so empty. I'm like, but you got ribs. I'm like, come on. So boom, I get his ribs together. I get all his stuff together. He goes in his room and he get to eat. So I'm like, Marky, guess what? So we're like, you finna tell him? I'm like, yep. So Shanice like, ooh, you brought chicken. Let me give you a plate. So everybody washing their hands. So Marky like, what happened, bro? He like, why you looking like that? I'm like, guess who just tried to fight me? He like, who just tried to, who just tried to fight you? I'm like, guess who tried to fight me? Just guess who tried to put him up. He like, who? I'm like, Christopher, the dude that worked with me. He, what? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, he just tried to run up on me. And I'm like, Roy, he had my back. So Marky like, oh, that's what's up. He like, yeah. I'm like, he came out of nowhere. Fool. Threw him to the side. I'm like, gave him a little 1-2 piece in the ribs. You know, we talking. But I was looking like, dang, like, he had my back. So they kind of like threw me off like I wasn't ready. So all of a sudden, ling, 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 ling. So all of a sudden we're like, you think that's him? I'm like, I wish you would show up at my door. So I can go upstairs, go look, it's Beth. So I'm like, man, let that ring. That's Beth. So Beth ringing it. I'm talking about ringing it. To the point that I wanted to open the door, but I wasn't. I wasn't going to open the door. Boom. Roy, he gets a call from Beth. He like, this Beth right here. I'm like, I can't tell him what to do with you found. Pick that mug up. Pick it up. He, hello? So she like, hey, you still over there? So he like, yeah, we chilling. So she like, can you let Brody Doty know I'm at the door? So he like, oh yeah, Brody Doty know we hear you at the door. So she like, y'all not gonna open it? He like, I can't make that. Like, he was bold. Roy was built different. He was from a different cloth. The way he was just different. He was just different. So I was like, I like him, right? But I ain't gonna say it out loud, but I like him. So I'm like, since he said it, I'm gonna open the door. So I open up the door, not the main door with that special lock, but I open the door. What's up? She like, I want to see if y'all want to match. No. I'm like, we good. I'm like, I can't have company. She like, but you're having company. I'm like, yeah, but I'm like, I know you're going to just tell my mom and all that stuff. She like, why would I tell your mom? You having company now? I didn't tell her. I'm like, but my mom knows that I got people over here. She like, May know. I'm like, May know these people over here. I said, yep. I said, you want me to call her? She know everybody over here. So Shanice's like, shut the door. Nobody got time for that. Straight like, shut the door. Nobody got time for that. Boom, I shuts the door. In her face. Boom. She rings the bell again. I open. I say, can you please start ringing the bell? She like, well, tell Roy to come here. I'm like, all right, Roy. I'm like, Beth, won't you? He like, hold on. Hey, Beth, I'm going to let you know when I'm done. I'm like, yeah, I'll let you know when he done. And boom, I shut the door. Girl, you tell too much. You be on something extra. You been trying to fight. You been doing too much towards me. Get away. Go away. Shoot, fly. Don't bother me. So, boom, she leaves. We rolling up, right? Boom, everything good. Everybody got their plates put up. We about to finish the liquor, woo. The bell rings. Open up the door, it's Raymond. The bell rings like an hour or so later again. Boom, that's Kenyatta. Now, pause. I was not ready. I forgot about Kenyatta. Kenyatta come to the door. Hey, I'm like, what's up? So boom, I popped a lot. She was like, Beth just hit me up. I'm like, oh. She like, she wanted to come kick it. So Roy like, yeah, I said I'd be over there, when I'm done. Roy still there, so we just all kicking. We kicking it in the kitchen though. So we sipping or whatever. We camouflaging it in the cup. So when Boo Man come down, he don't know what it is. He just think it's juice because we using just regular home cups. Boom. All of a sudden, Kenyatta was like, hey, can I talk to you? Boom. We go in my room. We talking. She like, look, I don't know what happened earlier, but that Christopher dude, he talking about when he see you, he finna get you jumped on. And I'm like, what? So I'm like, I'm definitely gonna tell my brother Mark because we're gonna be on one. So she like, yeah, but you kind of cute when you mad. I'm like, you ain't even see me mad. She like, no, I came out there. She was like, but everything was happening fast. And I was like, yeah, that's what's up. So all of a sudden I hear do at my door, at the room door, because me and Kenyatta in my room. Kenyatta in my room. So he like, hey bro, somebody in the living room for you. I'm like, in the living room? Who you let in the living room? I go downstairs. I didn't believe my eyes.